Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Roku Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Roku Christmas movies.
I'm Alonso and hanging tough, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Festive Fridays. What better way to... Used to be what better way to start the week. What better way now to end the week? It's kind of a nice
Fridays.
The nice thing about Christmas is that it works anytime. And
it works anytime. I've said it for years.
For some reason we moved it to
It's a good
Wednesdays.
time anytime.
For some reason we moved it to Wednesdays. We'd be like, well, it's a great way to get you through the rest of the week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Christmas, it's a great time anytime. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Just do it.
That's right.
Alonso, it's
It'd
great
be holiday hump day.
Holiday
hump day. We just
Write
don't have
that
anything
down.
for Tuesday or Thursday. Is that it?
Yeah.
Right?
We don't.
Okay, cool.
Tinsel Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And
Thanksgiving Thursday.
yes.
Yeah.
There
We
you go.
definitely can't recycle tinsel. We can't do it.
No.
Tinsel's not worth
That'd be
it.
silly. Alonso, hello. How are you?
I'm good. I have a quick plug, if I may.
I would love it.
All right, I guess.
Because I know that this is not a Philo channel, but I think that there are probably going to be some non-cord cutters out there. This Monday, I'm going to be on TCM.
Okay.
With Dave Karger. We're introducing like 4 films from the 1930s. So, you know, if you are around on Monday night, the 23rd of June, check that out.
What time?
Starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
You can also check out Alonso on an upcoming episode of South Carolina Public Radio's Who, What, When.
Yeah.
That is right.
I believe it is this Saturday.
Is that true?
It's
So
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Is it
Tomorrow.
really?
Wow.
That is true. Yeah.
Quick turnaround on that.
20th. The 20th. You can check him out.
No, the 21st.
21st, like I've said. The 21st.
Tomorrow.
You can check him out, southcarolinapublicradio.org/who, what, when. It's live at 11 a.m., but you can also check it out in a podcast, Who, What, When. And Alonso's going to be on there talking with us.
Who doesn't want more Alonso?
I mean, come on.
Or of these guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
And I think we're going to do a crazy thing with you where we don't talk about Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
There'll be no Christmas talk the
Who's
whole
going to tune
time.
in for that?
Yeah, I know. We may not even mention your Christmas books. We'll probably mention your Christmas book. I don't know if it'll make it, but we'll mention it. So, you know.
Today we're heading back to Roku, which
Has done us dirty so many times.
a lot of people have a Roku somewhere in their house, whether it be the actual TV itself or the device that you put into a TV to make it a Roku. And they've given it a shot a couple times. They've said we will
Acquire
acquire a Christmas movie. And
I
here we
watched
are.
this on their website.
Yeah.
And I got no commercials. And I don't know
Yeah.
what that's about.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
do
not
they
even
just
trying
not
to have
bother to
any
put
ads.
ads in this one?
Do you have an ad blocker on your browser?
No.
I'm
I was
pretty sure when
watching
we
it online.
watched Christmas in Carolina on the Roku channel that we watched it with no commercials, and we watched it just
I
straight
think
on
the
the Roku.
advertisers knew. They were like, let's not, we'll
Pass.
actually bow out of this one.
They're
Now,
They did give us the Christmas movie of the show that you like, Daniel.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Playlist.
That's
Yes,
right.
that
That's
was
true.
Roku.
That's an original too. I think they acquired the rest of these.
They did.
Yeah. So
Put more money behind those guys. Let's come on.
what was the one that, who was the big lead that they had in the other one that we did?
Wait, was that the one with the terrifying roller rink?
Yes.
Didn't they get
and
the-
who was
some
that?
Terry
that was
Hatcher
Terry
movie?
Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, that roller rink is
And then,
just
of course,
haunted
Jingle Bell
house.
Love with the guy from New Kids on the Block. And I had to tell Dan.
Yeah.
Obviously, I knew
Yeah.
he was from New Kids
That's
on
right.
the Block.
They had a bunch of hits.
They had a bunch of hits.
I feel a little better about y'all not knowing anything about 80s rock, knowing that you also don't know anything about 90s pop.
That's
so,
right.
you
That's
know,
right.
It
And then
does, it does,
every time
you
somebody
know.
mentions New Kids on the Block, we quote 2000s pop.
That's right. Our sweet spot.
LFO, shout out.
We do know LFO.
Fun fact. Mr. McIntyre also starred in what turned out to be a complete debacle, but was supposed to be a big deal. It was have y'all ever heard of an off-Broadway show that ran for decades and decades called The Fantastics?
Yes.
Yes.
They did a movie of it. They filmed it in the mid 90s. They did not release it to theaters until 2000. And when they released it, we saw why they sat on it for 5 years.
They said, let's hold on to it.
Not great, but he was the male lead, and it's not his fault, but that movie didn't work.
I learned from Brian he was on Wicked
He
on
did,
Broadway
yeah, he
for
was
a
Wicked
year.
for a year.
Yeah,
He's
I
done
could see that.
quite a few bigger shows on Broadway. So, and here he is now, Jingle Bell Love. Let's talk about it. It was originally dropped on the Roku on November 18th, 2024, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a dude named Jack Cooper being very proud of whatever it is he just wrote down on his computer. He gets home and he sees his daughter Grace looking at a dating app with their babysitter Carrie. And when she leaves the room, we find out that it is the first Christmas since Jack's wife has passed away, and he is concerned about Grace because, it's the first Christmas without mom. So to cheer her up, he takes her to get her picture taken with Santa, despite her not wanting to. When she gets on Santa's lap, she asks Santa to get Dad a girlfriend. A nice request, except Dad already has a girlfriend. Her name is Veronica, and she does not like Veronica. We then meet Jessica, who runs a cafe. It was her mom's cafe.
Sure.
And she passed away, and so now she runs it. And she needs to come up with $25,000 in 5 days, which is how long it is until Christmas, obviously, or else they're going to lose the cafe. Jack and Grace are going to go spend Christmas with Grace's grandparents, and she's mad to find out that while Jack is there, he's going to be doing a little bit of work. See, there's a cafe in town that he's supposed to be looking into potentially buying for his job.
What are the odds?
When he shows up, we find out that it's Jessica's cafe. And he's sad because it's an institution in town, and he can respect that. And he just met Jessica, and they really hit it off. Not that anything's going to come of that, because he is the girlfriend. Remember, Veronica.
Of course, Veronica.
Yes, they're serious.
Veronica.
Now, very nice. All right, Slay Boy. Grace picks up on this interaction and decides that Jessica would be a wonderful new mommy. And so she goes to meet with Jessica and gives her the pitch. When Jack finds out what she did, he goes to talk to Jessica about this, and they have a conversation, and then they end up going to a local bar for a drink. That leads to karaoke. They bond over their past with music, and she sings a song, and then they go back to the music store that Grandpa owns, and he's working on a song. He's like, let me play you a song. It's not done yet, and then does basically all of it. And she touches his hand. It is a moment. Things are heating up. But keep in mind, he is secretly supposed to be making an offer on the cafe. Instead of doing that simple thing, he decides, let's throw a last-minute concert together, and hopefully we can raise $25,000 to save the cafe. She agrees to give it a shot, and Grace is going to play drums for her. After their first practice, Jessica and Jack are talking, and they almost kiss, but he stops her and is like, hey, remember, I have a girlfriend. I know everyone at home keeps forgetting about Veronica, but she's real,
Veronica.
and she is my girlfriend. And also, there's another reason why we can't kiss, but I'm going to keep that vague for now. Unfortunately, at that time, Grandpa collapses. He's okay, though. The event goes as planned. They sing songs. It's wonderful. People are there. Obviously, enough people to help save the cafe. $25,000. Veronica shows up because she hasn't heard from him in a while. and she was a bit suspicious because she had a feeling that he had to keep reminding people that he had a girlfriend. And so she shows up, sees them performing on stage looking very cozy, and she gets mad. He sees her, he runs after her, and then wouldn't you know it, they get into an argument, and Jessica comes out and hears all of this about how he was supposed to be making an offer on the cafe and all this stuff. She runs out. He goes after her and is like, it's not what it seems like. I really did want to save the cafe, all this stuff. And I just, I didn't lie. I just didn't tell the truth, that whole thing. She's not having it. She leaves. He goes back inside. Veronica is like, I'm out of here. Good luck. Also, I can almost guarantee you're going to get fired for not doing your job. So that's tough. He goes home. His daughter is also mad at him because he's lied. And one of the things you tell kids, your kids typically, is don't lie.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
Yeah, that's
and
a good
so
one.
it's like, well, you told me not to lie, and here you are. You're a liar. But then she's like, but honestly, I didn't tell you the whole truth either. And then like the lies that she fess ups to is like, like I told mom that I would make sure that you're happy. But what I really promised mom is that I would make sure that you fell in love again.
What a liar.
Liar. And so they decide that they are going to invest, I guess, into the cafe and save it. He goes to talk to Jessica about it, and she's like, I couldn't. Okay, I will. And they kiss, and then we get a cut to a year later. They're still there. They're crushing things. There's a second annual concert because people had such a good time at the first one, and those two lovebirds are kissing and having fun. And that, my friends, was Jingle Bell Love.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down some more here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back. Hi, everybody. We're talking Jingle Bell Love today, the 2024 Roku movie. Let's break it down. Let's share our thoughts on it. We're going to start with the hot take. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back. And I will start with our Saffron King.
Our Saffron King, Alonso.
Alonso Duralde. Alonso, what did you think of Jingle Bell Love?
I cannot believe that in the year of our Lord 2024, we are still making this movie.
Yeah.
Like this is the movie that people who don't watch Hallmark movies think that all Hallmark
Correct.
movies are.
Yeah.
It is, the grooves are so worn in on every element of this plot. You like, this is the script you start with if you're going to do the airplane of Hallmark
Correct.
Christmas movies.
Yeah.
This is your structure and your skeleton, and then you build in the gags and the jokes and the sight gags and the whatever else you're going to do to play with it. No. They're doing this absolutely straight. They are doing this like you have never seen one of these movies before. And that, that the big city guy is going to come close the small town cafe, but he falls in love with the owner and blah, 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 and the thing and the widow and I was shocked. I was gobsmacked. I'm almost in awe of this movie's willingness to just do the thing without a single twist or spin or filigree. It's just, here it is again. and that's the gall of these people.
That's right. Let's head on over to Crazy Town.
So, everything that Alonso said is correct, and I will add to it, and I'm so glad they are. I'm so glad they are still making this movie because I had a great time. Boy, is it good to be back, It's just nice, you got festive Fridays, and it's just nice to know that there's some places where you can go and just put your
Where
feet
everybody
up.
knows your name.
Yes. And just
These shoes fit.
Yes.
Soul's worn through to the bottom.
Call me Cinderella. I like this movie. It's not good. I like this movie. There's many elements of this movie that surprised me, and I'll wait until the wait what for that. But by and large, really enjoyed myself. Happy it exists. More of this, please. Dano?
Yeah. This movie sucks. The first 5 to 7 minutes of this movie are out and out hilarious. They're funny. If you think they're making a spoof, as Alonso alluded to, if you think they're making a spoof, you couldn't have nailed it any better than the first 5 minutes of this movie. When you find out that everyone is trying to be 100% authentic and they're doing a real thing here, then you all of a sudden go, oh no, oh no, oh no. This movie is so paper thin on anything to say. You have a movie that is 80 minutes with credits, so it's already shorter. The credits are longer than the Hallmark movies. It's maybe 74 minutes long, and then there's so much music in it that's just not very good. To be fair, they have a guy from New Kids on the Block. They do let him sing multiple scenes, so I guess there's that. And if you were a big New Kids on the Block fan, I guess this would serve as some nostalgia or something for you. I guess I could give you that. But outside of that, this is such a nothing burger of a movie. It is the Brennan Elliott's Lacey Chabert movie directed by Mariah Carey feels like it has substance by comparison. If you're going to compare two movies like this, this is for the lowest of lowest addict of Christmas movies. This is for the absolute scrape. Just get, whatever's left of the grooves of those tires, just scrape in there, see if you can find you some juice, and enjoy one good ride.
This is the resin of Christmas movies.
That's exactly right. Yeah. This is, like how the detectives, they solve the big case by looking at the Post-it note after the Post-it note and see the indentions. This is like the 10th Post-it note down. It's like, I think that's they did the thing. Small town, big guy. They did the whole, that's what this is. It is not good. And I think dude probably belongs on Broadway. There's some choices in this movie that I still don't understand. There's some lines I still don't understand. We rewound this movie several times to make sure we heard things correctly. Starting early and often where I thought she says, if we don't come up with $25,000, they're going to close Macy's. And I was like, Macy's? Is coming down to $25K? What are we doing?
Who's going to host the parade?
That's right. Yeah.
It's Maisie's.
Woof, man. What a bad time.
It's time for all the feels. We're talking about what this movie gave us feels. I'll start with you, Alonso.
Early on, the daughter wears this striped sweater that reminded me of the old cardboard sleeves for Polaroid brand VHS cassettes.
Sure.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
Nailed it.
Yeah, man.
Stuck the landing.
Yes.
Philo.tv/DTH. Crushed.
That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of her, this is I'm assuming like a 14-year-old playing a 10-year-old.
10-year-old, yeah.
She's not 10.
She's not 10.
She's the best actor in this movie.
She is.
And it's not close. She gave a great performance. Great job by her. Shout out.
Yeah. As long as she's not behind a drum set.
Thank you. Yes, we'll get there.
We will get there, and I clearly won't get to that.
But as far as the delivering of lines,
yes. Yeah.
And having emotions and whatnot.
That's right. Yeah.
She's best in the movie.
I did get a kick out of
Kid of the Year.
This is Kid of the. Wait a minute.
Kid of last year. I don't know.
So yeah, it's 24.
I don't know if we can retroactively.
I did laugh really hard and then get embarrassed to be Brand's friend in one scene of this movie where
it's Friday already.
So he did in the synopsis describe how Veronica comes in and then storms out, and then the singer, the New Kids on the Block guy, leaves and follows her. So the picture he painted was just then Jessica follows him out and hears everything. That's not what happened. First of all, Jessica's barista, who we will talk about later.
Oh yeah.
He is already out there, so he's listening to the whole thing. They're talking. Jessica comes out. Then the daughter comes out. Then the daughter's grandparents,
grandpa's in bed.
grandpa's in the hospital. The grandma then, it's literally like it's like an 8-car pileup. Every time
I have this conversation on stage.
it is like the Blues Brothers when the police officers just hit him. That's what it's like. And it's really funny. And I think it's hysterical. And Brain is reacting to every one of those like they are haymakers. He's like, oh no. Oh my God. Can you imagine it getting, oh no. And he's dead serious. He's not doing a bit. He's like really empathizing with this guy as it keeps getting worse. And I'm like, what are you doing, Brain?
Well, it's so bad when, and I know you know this is someone who lies a lot, but when you get caught in a lie, imagine that happening as people continue
As
to come
the
out.
worst possible people keep piling up outside the door.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
I literally before when she starts to really yell at him, I think I said, I hope Jessica doesn't come out, and then right away Jessica
And
comes
he's
out.
like, oh no. Oh my God.
I am a little embarrassed.
Yeah, you should be.
Brandon Gray, human goldfish.
Oh no! Let's take a break. We'll come back and we will get to the way what's and the what the hallmark here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Jingle Bell Love. Creative title for a creative movie.
What was the name of the song again? Why didn't they name it
It was
that?
not that.
That was a big, and I
was
know I didn't forget to write it down.
Gosh,
I don't remember.
2 chances.
No,
What was it? Christmas is better.
Or a better Christmas, or
I don't know,
Christmas is
whatever.
new. I don't remember.
Well, they weren't going to call it
They
that.
clearly weren't going to name it the name of the song.
No, it would have been too easy.
Well, I don't think putting "better" in the title of this movie would have been like a war crime. So.
Well, we don't want to mislead.
I mean, I've laid off of every New Kids on the Block pun. Now, Alonso had one in his intro, but I've done my best to be like, I thought this movie was going to have the right stuff.
Let's get to the way what. So we talk about what in this movie made us go way what. I'll start with you, Alonso.
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, Jack takes the daughter to see Santa, and she asks Santa to get her dad a new girlfriend, and then the picture gets taken. It's one of those laugh moments where the kid's smiling and Santa's like, bro.
Classic.
Santa has heard it all at this point.
Yeah,
You do not flummox Santa with "get my dad a new girlfriend." He's heard every variation of that one. He's heard the terrible ones that you would never see in a movie like this. It just like, do not pretend this is like a moment movie. They go to karaoke. He has been in a band. She almost made it as a musician in Nashville. And he tells her that he is putting on a holiday mashup for her. That is not what a mashup is.
Not even a little bit.
He has queued her up a medley, which is different, which is when you have little bits of each song like sewn together. A mashup is where, like, if you were going to sing Jingle Bells, but to the tune of Good King Wenceslas, like you're taking 2 different songs and mashing them up. Not what that is.
That's why it's called mashup.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Glad I can walk us all through that. They do. The one mashup that does happen though is the first and second verses of "Deck the Halls," because she jumps right to the last line of the second verse in that one for no apparent reason. So
Editing.
yeah, why not? Then after that, they go to Grandpa's music store, where they proceed to put beer bottles on an unsold piano with no coaster. Like, what, you monsters? What are you even doing?
Yeah,
That's actually why he had the heart attack.
That's
He
right.
looked down at the
He
piano.
saw
and
the
said,
rings.
All
"Yeah,
the
those
rings.
rings
Yeah,
on
it's
my
over."
piano."
That's right. Yeah.
I just wrote down, what exactly is his plan? because he doesn't want
have
to
one.
tell her. So is the idea like, if I help you make enough money, I can then turn around and tell my bosses, oh well,
Yeah.
like the bosses were never going to find out that he was helping. Like this guy's
Yeah.
fired either way.
Yeah.
This guy is fired for like sitting on this information, not closing the deal, helping her out. What is his plan? What is he thinking?
He
Why
looks
is
like
he
they came up with the cash. I don't know.
Oh, well, shrug. And then, finally, the drumming.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry. Not since the Partridge Family
my
have I seen
goodness.
fake instrumentations this bad. Like this poor young
That's
actress, like bless her heart. I don't know if she lied on her audition, said, "Oh yes, I can absolutely drum," because people do that all the time. They always tell you, like, if you're an actor, they want horseback riding or juggling. You say yes,
That's
and
right,
then
figure it
like
out.
deal with it later. This girl on the stage during the concert, there is a full, level of percussion happening, and she is tapping a cymbal with one drumstick.
Sometimes she is missing that cymbal in the wide shot. She is holding a stick as a full song is playing, and occasionally moving the stick down in between the cymbals and drum, hitting nothing.
Yes,
It's
as though anything were being recorded live in that moment, which it was not.
It's crazy.
I have to imagine it was a note, like don't actually hit, like because when she is in the booth and she's playing that electric set, like she was doing stuff and like clearly had some sort of rhythm, and so it was weird that. They
thought for the edit, like don't actually drum,
Yeah.
and it's a weird choice.
Yeah. And then to have all of that music coming out of just an acoustic guitar, a drum set that's unmiked, and him on piano for half the song. And then you know how you make a song like build leave one of the
instruments and go to the other. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Look, and we take it as a given in movies that like if someone starts playing an acoustic guitar, by the end of the song there will be a string section and a piano
full
that you
band.
can't see.
Yeah.
But this is an actual performance moment, and they can't bother to get their pieces to fit together.
Yeah. Is that it, Alonso?
Please carry on.
Well, talking about the music, they let the lead here, Jessica, sing a lot in this movie. I think she sings more than New Kids on the Block guy. She sings so much that I Googled her because I was like, is she also someone I should know? And no, she's not. She's not at all. But she was had a good voice, and kudos to her. But we have New Kids on the Block guy, and it is an interesting choice to let him sing, but
not as much.
Somehow, for some reason, not as much as her, and it was an interesting choice. When they get to Grandma and Grandpa, the dinner on the table, I think at least 3 of the 4 plates was just roasted potatoes
or fruit
and fruit. Yeah. Dan thinks he sees meat on grandma's plate, but I'm not sure. But then they bring up Veronica, and what's her name leaves. Grace leaves, and grandma brings up a bowl later
of cherry tomatoes.
It looked
something like
it
fruit
looked like
or
jelly beans. Like it was such a weird. I don't know what they're eating in that house. It is
Mom's favorite.
Mom's favorite. Rest in peace, obviously. The karaoke place starts with an establishing shot, and you know someone's doing karaoke because this is how the song ends. One horse open sleigh. And that's the end of the song.
That's how you end it, man.
They ended Jingle Bells with one horse open sleigh. Crazy way to end it, and but that's how you know it's karaoke. That's the way to do it.
Wait, how else would you end Jingle?
It was
horse open.
no, but they went up. They went up
up.
on it.
Yes,
it was a weird.
for sure.
It was a weird way to do it.
Now, is that enough of a line of dialogue that they had to pay that person more than if they were just background?
It's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I talked about this in the synopsis, but the daughter, after all the lies come out, she is the kindest.
She's the best.
She's
the best of all of us.
I've also lied. her lies are not even in the ballpark.
No, they're not lies.
They're not lies. But also, like, it's just so kind for her to be like, well, I'm just as guilty as you are. No, you are not.
Not even close.
You are not.
You're also a child.
You're also a child, yes.
We
but,
call this enabling.
yeah, her lie is like, instead of telling mom that I'd make you happy, I told her that I would help you find a new wife. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm the worst daughter.
I hate myself. I can't believe I kept that from you. Oh man. And then you mentioned him, but there is another person that works at the coffee shop. He is a barista of sorts, and he makes decisions that I like. It's so interesting.
no.
But one of the things is he walks up behind. So Grace comes, pitches marriage to Jessica. Would you like to marry my dad? And he walks up behind her and does this weird, like, in mouths.
He doesn't. We don't know.
For the life of me, I don't know what he was communicating to her. I have no idea. But
we went back.
Yes, we watched.
I don't know how. Like, if you see someone do this, it's I'm watching you, and he's like this, and I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
And that character is like classic Bill Abbott era gay best friend, where like not going to have a personal life of his own, never going to know anything about like, his own love life, but he's just going to be there for the lady to provide sassy advice and weird hand signals.
There is a scene where he gives a face. I don't know what he was going for, but it looks like he ate poison. I honestly don't know what he's trying to do. I would love to get a freeze frame of it for the socials. It looks like he just ate poison, and he's trying to process, what do I do now? What are the next steps here after ingesting the poison? That's what it looks like. It's ridiculous. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, cool. A couple quickers. We got to get out of the way first. We got to, there's a Christmas Eve deadline for $25K. All right. They need $25,000, and their solution is the day before the deadline, have a concert and charge $20 a head, which you would need 1,250 people at $20 a head to get to $25K.
They can pay more.
No. 125 people.
125? Not 12?
Yeah.
125 people?
$20 a head, 125 people.
No, 1,250. 1,000 people at $20 would be 20,000. So to 1,250, 250 more people at 20 would be 25,000.
I see. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
my bad.
You would make $1,250. They need $25K. They need 1,250 people to show up.
But they can give more.
They can give more.
They can.
And
We've set it up.
I hope
where they can.
I hope all 8 of them did give more, because that's the only way they got near the total they needed.
And Veronica walked in for free.
Veronica just rolled right past that donation. Sure did. We find out early in this movie. So the premise is he works for big
roaster.
Big bucks, man.
He works for the roaster.
He works for a building acquisition company.
Yes.
It's like, hey, we got to get this building. If we get this building, you're going to get promoted. And then he gets there and he's talking with Veronica on the phone. And she's like, can't you imagine if we could get a Regal Roasters into that spot? And I was just like looking around the room, like full record scratch. Are they acquiring this? Does he work for the coffee company? Is he acquiring is this such a big deal because they're acquiring buildings for a coffee company? I was very confused as to what the situation was there.
At one point, they say that if we can get this space, it'll take Regal Roasters International, and you'll get a promotion.
International?
So,
is Regal Roasters from a different
so I don't know if that means that he works for Roasters or he works for the real estate. Who knows? Also, it's like, as she talks about how, someone's going to come in and tear the building down. I'm like, well, not if they're going to put a Regal Roasters.
Not if they're going to put a Regal Roasters in there.
You're already set up as a coffee shop.
They try to make a bit.
Guys, they're going international.
They're going international. A company called Regal Roasters is going to open a shop here in America. You wouldn't get it. They're from Cordinia. So in this movie, they try to make a bit out of an adult during Christmas time would never order a sweet drink with whipped cream and sprinkles in the middle of the day. And I just wrote down, have they met Bran during the holidays? The idea that adults don't routinely go in and use the holidays or whatever. Sometimes not just to be like, yeah, give me that drink with whipped cream and Sprinkies. They do it.
Like
I've seen him do it.
Last year they put out that pumpkin spice the first week of August.
Yeah.
And they did that because they were like, it's probably not going to sell.
Yeah.
The people probably won't get it.
Oh my.
But maybe one will.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one person that likes the sweet beverage.
That's kind of their one switch 'em up of the Hallmark formula, because usually in a Hallmark movie,
it's the other,
the black coffee guy is the one who's dead inside and needs to learn to love Christmas.
They got confused.
There's one other switch.
They got their wires
There's one other switch 'em up is at this concert they lead with the closing number. This concert, there's a song that Joey McIntyre has written and completed with Jessica, and it's a love ballad. It is a slow jam, and they kick off this rowdy Christmas concert with this slow number that they've written.
Here's one you've never heard before.
It's an original. Can you imagine going to a Billy Joel concert, Elton John concert? He's like, I've been working on something new. You do that for hour 2, buddy. Like, that's crazy. You can't do that in one of these movies. Grandpa decides that his choice for acting like he's having a heart attack and not wanting people to know is just the double barrel quick laugh. Over and over again. So what he decides is you're laughing because you know exactly what's coming. He could do a manner of things. He could excuse himself while having a heart attack. He could start to cough uncontrollably. What he does is when anyone says anything, he goes, that's what he does. That's how we're supposed to know that he's having a heart attack, is the double barrel laugh that is slowly killing him. That's what he went with. It was a move. And last but certainly not least, Joey McIntyre and Jessica both find themselves in a hospital after Grandpa does have the heart attack. And this back and forth gets delivered. I don't love hospitals much. Me neither. What? Is there someone out there who's like, boy, about time we're back here. Where's the food at? Give me that coffee maker machine, yo. Man, everybody's getting healed.
Well,
that's
the conversation they're having instead of, oh, by the way, before when you said you had something really important to tell me, and then he had a heart attack. What was that going to be?
That is like the Attack of the Clones. I don't like sand. It's coarse. Like, I don't like hospitals. Me neither. Oh my gosh, do we both love reggae as well? This is crazy. You've reached the Venn diagram of everyone. Congratulations.
I haven't twisted my ankle in weeks. It's about
like
time.
Lucille Bluth is like, there's no bars in hospitals. This is why people don't like hospitals. Like, you dude, and no one likes a hospital. What is
we
your
have
problem?
so much in common.
That's how they're bonding over the fact that they both lost someone, Dan. It's nuance.
Yes.
They don't
Nuance.
like it, and you have to wonder why.
It's a tough movie.
Except for what the Hallmark what it could have been. Maybe it was a clear question we still have. What are we still wondering about? So I'll start with you, Alonso.
I got nothing. I mean, like, I only because I feel like I've seen this movie 25 times. So how could I possibly wonder what's next? Like, it's like asking. I don't know. I don't even have a metaphor here. No, I have zero. Sorry.
So there is a guy in this movie. He plays the acoustic guitar during the performance.
Yeah.
He works at Grandpa's music store. He is in quite a few scenes in this movie, and he doesn't get a line. And
Ever.
I want to know did he get extra rates? Did he get the extra rate? Did he get cast for that and all of his lines got cut? Like, he's in a lot of this movie just to be an extra, and he's throughout the movie he's around. Like, he's at the Christmas festival in the background. He's in this movie.
Yeah, he was clearly a part of the crew.
And if he actually plays guitar, then maybe that gets you a little extra something. So
he is clearly a big part of this movie, and he didn't get to say anything. And I just want to know, like, what his deal is. Dano?
Yeah, I need to see some receipts because in this town, the coffee shop is going under and the music store is crushing it. How bad's the coffee How bad's the coffee? Like, you got to be actively. I saw the main street. There was a Starbucks to be found. You got to be actively bad to not make it in coffee and have the music store that just sells instruments.
Especially when all your pianos have
just
rings.
Beer
right?
bottle rings on
That's
them.
right.
Well, he even says like, well, it's great to run a music store in a small town. You don't have any competition from those big, big mega stores. Where we're like, well, tell that to failing coffee lady.
Macy's.
We did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. To especially you guys.
Yeah.
I felt like
I'll take it.
Next week, next Friday, we are going to be heading over to Hulu for a sudden case of Christmas. Which is I don't know if it was made for Hulu or what.
You already seen that one, Alonso?
I have seen it. It actually got a brief theatrical.
Okay, all right.
Last year, and before going to it was on physical media in time for the holiday, and now
if you're watching Philo.TV says DTH, the reaction from Alonso was something. Oh, it's Danny DeVito. Would you look at that?
It's Danny DeVito.
I'm just going to say,
McDowell
like,
as well.
Put your crash helmets on and get ready for some twists.
Vilmer Valderrama in
who's
the
just
film?
way back there on the cover
Andy
of this.
McDowell?
Yeah. But there's there's some tonal we made this in Europe shifts that you guys are not ready for. We'll get into it.
I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come on back for that. Until next week, maybe be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.